The second way that kids provide teachable moments to adults is through their questions about sex, sexuality, and sexual development. And remember earlier, we talked about the importance of providing accurate information to children about sexual development and how this reduces the vulnerability to sexual abuse. And I asked you earlier, who do you want the person to be who educates your child about sexual development? And if that answer is you, then here are some great opportunities that kids give. These are all real situations that parents have shared with me. We'll go over these common questions and I'll give you the responses. So the first one of my best friends was in Target with her 2.5-year-old boy twins, and she was pushing them down the aisle. They were in the cart, and one of her little boys began to scream and cry as loud as he could in Target, "Mommy, my penis is upside down." So the tendency here is to say to a child, which would be unhelpful, "Shh, don't talk like that. We're in public." And that would not be supporting open communication. In this moment, you have an opportunity to give your child some great body safety information. And what we want to remember is not to assume what your child is saying, but to ask. Sometimes my audiences will say here that they assume the child meant he had an erection. And then they'll say something like, "That's okay, sweetie. Penises go upside down. That's what happens," and launch into an erection conversation. And the erection conversation is perfectly fine, but not in this moment until you find out what's going on. And that's what my friend did, is she said, "What do you mean it's upside down?" Which is how you find out what a child is saying. And what her child told her was that his penis was squishing in the diaper upside down and it was hurting. And if she would have started to talk about an erection, she would have missed the moment. So she brought him to the bathroom. And while she's in the bathroom, and this is what I'm suggesting for you, you can just bring this situation back to body safety rule number 1. It's a moment to reinforce these boundaries that you're trying to repeatedly give to your kids. So you can say, "Remember, sweetie, you're the boss of your body, and mommy's touching your penis right now because you asked for help. And do you want to put your penis back? And do you want to be the one to put it back in your diaper so it doesn't hurt? But if you do need to help your child, you can say, 'I'm touching your penis because you told me it was hurting. And remember, no one else is allowed to touch your private parts.' And if they do, you can say no and tell."